Module 1, Lesson 2, Multiplication of Numbers in Exponential Form. This will be Part 1. We'll look at another short video for Part 2. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we are going to be multiplying numbers written in exponential form. And we're going to see if we can figure out what the rule is for that. So in the first example, 7 to the third power, that means 7 times 7 times 7. And of course, 7 to the fifth power means we're multiplying 7 times itself 5 times. And of course, these are multiplied in between. So this is a huge multiplication problem. So we want to know how many 7s are there. Well, there's 3 here and there's 5 here, so how many 7s would be there? Well, 3 plus 5 would be 8. So 7 to the 8th power. So if we have x to the 59th power, x, 59 of them, and then x to the 29th power, 29 of them, how many x's would be there? Well, 53 plus 29 gives us a total of 82. So x to the 82nd power. Doesn't matter if we have a number, a letter. Down here we're going to see a fraction. So our rule when multiplying like bases, we add the exponents. When multiplying, they have to be like bases, we add the exponents. So we're going to try another one here. Negative 2 to the fourth power, negative 2/3 to the fourth power times negative 2/3 to the fifth power. So if I were to write this out, we got 4 of these, we have 5 of these, so we have 4 plus 5, a total of 9 of them. We do need to keep the parenthesis, otherwise we're just having the power on the top number, so we want to keep the parenthesis there. All right, let me slide this up just a little to get this next one. 9 to the third times 9 to the fifth times 9 to the second. Now we have 3 pieces. Well, it's not going to make any difference. You're still going to do it the same way. So we have 9 times 9 times 9, and then 5 of them, and then 2 of them. So 3 and 5 and 2 added together give us a total of 10. So 9 to the 10th power. All right, let me slide this up for the bottom half. Let's slide that right back down. Okay, 5 to the third times 4 to the sixth. What do you think that is? How about x to the third times y to the fifth? Well, if you said these cannot be put together, you are correct. Why can't they be put together? Why do they have to stay as they are? They're already simplified as much as they can. Because you cannot combine unlike bases. Remember, our rule up above said we had to have like bases. 4 and 5 are not like bases. X and Y are not like bases, so we can't combine those. So you'll see in the next problem, I have 4 parts, a 6 with a base, 2 base, another 6 base, and another 2 base. So I should be able to put the 2 6 pieces together, and then I should be able to put the 2 2 pieces together. So 6 to the third and 6 to the fifth, 3 of them and 5 of them. 6 to the 3 plus 5, that would be 8 of those. And then 2 to the fourth and 2 to the seventh, 4 and 7 make 11. So we have 11 of those. We cannot combine this any further. The 6 and the 2 cannot be put together as 12 or any other such thing. So this is as simplified as it gets, and that would be our answer. Now, looking at the last problem I have here, you may also think that this is not going to combine together well because a 2 and an 8 are different bases. They're not the same thing, so we shouldn't be able to put them together. However, if I think about 8 for a second, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 2 to the third power. 8 is the same as a base of 2 to the third power. It's saying I have 2 of these here. 8 squared means 8 times 8. So I have a 2 to the fifth and then an 8 times 8. Well, I just said 8 is the same as 2 to the third. So this 8 and this 8 can be each changed to a 2 to the third. And now I have a total of 5 and 3 and 3, which is 2 to the 11th power. So sometimes you have to be careful. If you are able to change that base into a base similar to the other piece, then you may be able to put them together. Okay, but they have to be made into like bases before we can actually combine them together.